All right, how likely would Richard Hatch have gone thrown in jail for tax evasion under Trump's new tax plan? If you look for Richard Hatch on the internet, you're going to want to type in tax evasion or apprentice, because there is another famous actor named Richard Hatch who I've never heard of, who just died in 2017, earlier this year, in Santa Clarita. He was in some movies or something, TV shows. But the famous tax evaders, the threshold sounds like it's lowered. So people like Richard Hatch are going to be less likely to get thrown in jail now, because the demands for tax are lower, so the threshold is lower, and that's going to lower the severity of not paying, as far as I understand. So the IRS is going to be less likely to throw people into prison, into debtor's prison, under this new tax plan. The way it sounds, I mean, that's just to give some perspective on how this tax plan goes, because I keep hearing all kinds of sources of news that it benefits the rich, but you got to think about other thresholds for. There's different kinds of millionaires out there. There's the new millionaires, the guys who win that $1 million prize on a TV show, or old family type multimillionaires, billionaires who have had money, who are born into money. There's people who earn their money, earn their riches at a fast pace, and there's people who are born into it. Okay, and this tax benefit is going to lower the threshold for everybody who comes into the millions. I mean, people can make $1 million off of a TV show. Of course, Richard had to really work the system effectively, and in the first season, you could just see how everybody else is clueless and how to even play the game, and he figured it out first. So that was to his benefit. But this threshold is interesting. I kind of want to compare it to the difference between Wisconsin marijuana laws and California marijuana laws. In Wisconsin, they'll break your door down to get at just a little pinch of weed, so they could charge you, throw you and put you in front of the courts to answer for the possession and all of that. Whereas in California, they're okay with it. Oregon, Washington, it's just a plant. But in Wisconsin, they'll break down your door. They'll break down not just your front door, they'll break down your bedroom doors, any doors, just to get at you and to get at that marijuana. Okay, it's very militaristic, and that's the threshold you're kind of looking at. All right, it's kind of it could be kind of a tipping point in a way, because there's different levels of severity, and now the level of severity for tax evasion has been lightened up. And I'll tell you, I haven't filed taxes in years because I don't make enough to even live. I'm making this video in the dark because I can't pay for lights. I can't afford that, so I don't bother filing for any taxes because I know I don't owe. That'd be crazy if I owed. I can't even pay for lights, so it's ridiculous. I don't even bother. And that might raise the threshold for people like me, because now if the taxes are are more forgiving, why bother even filing when you're in my type of position, at a low wage position? Why bother? The tax man is even now less likely to go after me. Sure, he benefits, these tax reductions benefit the rich, but also the poor aren't going to be, I'm guessing, aren't going to be prosecuted as severely. So that's my take on it so far, just an early take.